Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristin.
And this is So I'm Watching Desperate Housewives, Season 2, Episode 4.
My heart belongs to Daddy.
You didn't like it the first time, and you didn't like it that time. This was a fine episode. I think some of the plotting was a little bit thin, a little bit light. What I do like is that it was sort of putting some things behind it and moving into some new things.
Sure.
Particularly, Gabby has a new lawyer.
Yeah, Adrian Pasdar.
Who I don't really remember, but methinks that that's going to be a plot.
He is.
He's very...
so handsome.
There was a reason David Bradley was the most successful lawyer in all of Fairview.
Oh, God.
What?
That's the other thing, too, is, like, he's pretty short.
I was gonna say, he's, like...
I think he's, like, maybe 5'9".
I don't have any issue.
5'10".
Yeah, I don't have any, like, height hangups like that.
No.
But I do feel like it does give a slight characterization. He's, like, hot, little, like, shorter guy.
I also really like it when it's not a hang up for the dude and he's got, like, a lot of swagger. That makes it work.
Which he does.
You're a beautiful, desirable woman.
Are you hitting on me?
What would you say if I were?
I'd say I'm pregnant.
So I see you're stuck.
I do just like him because we remembered him from Heroes, and I've seen him in a handful of other things. He's got really dark eyelashes.
Both he and his character
David Bradley, a lawyer,
are seemingly very suave ladies' men. He always gets his way, and his way is the woman, the lady.
He was stood up for dinner. Presumably. He was going to dinner alone in this episode. So,
or was that just a ploy to get Gabby?
It's like when you're on a date with a guy and he gets like a phone call from somebody very important, so you'll be impressed, and it's just like, no.
Yes, Abraham Lincoln. Yeah. I'll be right there.
Cancel my phone call with the president.
Well, she needed a new lawyer because there was
my God,
absolute Looney Tunes opening.
I am trying to get your husband out of jail. You want me to just stop everything so you can have a booty call?
Okay, look, all we need is 20 minutes.
I said no.
You work for me. You will make it happen.
You can't force me to do anything. I am not your maid or your gardener. I could have you arrested for that.
And how about for this?
Crazy bitch! Ow!
Apologize to the lady.
Big mistake, pal.
You heard him. Apologize.
I am just trying to do my job. If she weren't so damn horny...
Apologize! What is happening?
Well, they're not shivving him, at least, I guess.
Yeah, but that was a green screen. I'm like...
Okay, so it's like, talked about it during our watch-along, which I think is really funny because, so I minored in criminology in college, and so I've watched a lot of, crime stuff. You really are encouraged to...
not wear your red slut t-shirt?
Yes. You're really encouraged as a woman to completely dress from head to toe, closed-toed shoes, frumpy, cover your arms, cover your legs.
Just dress down.
Yeah, dress down when you go to prison. Because
also, are they typically walking you through the yard?
No. Also, definitely not. That's where it was definitely...
It was like a Riverdale episode.
Or Arrested Development.
I'm surprised they weren't singing Jailhouse Rock.
So that in the first place, she's wearing entirely inappropriate outfits.
In a montage of inappropriate outfits.
All of them from the previous episode. So that in the first place. And then in the second place, I did say, though, however, generally as a population, prisoners are very protective of women and children. So the lawyer calling her a bitch would have incited a melee, as she said. and a riot, as Carlos said. And they were shivving him with like
baseball bats,
blunt ends of brooms and
he
stuff.
was just such a piece of work. That lawyer.
He really was, yeah.
I don't know where he came from, but
Michael Hitchcock, that's his name.
But it was like they brought out everything because there was even like the guard on the roof with like the green screen and he was like firing smoke bombs down into it. It was quite the introduction.
So obviously the lawyer quit, and that's why she had to get Adrian Pasdar. And she does, but not until he tells her that her marriage is hopeless and she's young, so she should just move on and find someone new. And then he tries
and learn from her mistakes.
Because he knows she cheated also. And then he then comes on to her and propositions her for like drinks or whatever. And he's like, she says, what would you say if I told you I was pregnant? And then he immediately is like, well, I charge $700 an hour and like blah, 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 whatever. It was very funny. And that was basically the end of it. She ended up getting her conjugal with Carlos. I did like their conversation at the beginning. When she was like, all we ever do when I come here is bicker. And he goes, that's all we've ever done is bicker.
And I was like, oh, you're leaving out one.
And she was like,
one important part.
And then after we'd have like amazing sex, but there's nowhere for this like tension to go now. We have to get a conjugal visit. So they do end up having the conjugal visit. It goes well. They have sex at least twice. And they fall asleep, even though it's only 45 minutes. I don't know that I'd feel comfortable enough to fall asleep. And they're getting called every 15 minutes to make sure he's still there. Where would he? Presumably the conjugal trailer is on the premises of the prison, though.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not being monitored because it's intimate. Like people come up with plans.
No, for sure. I get it.
Things are smuggled in places.
Yikes. So yeah, that's basically the end of that. I'm also going to apologize right now. I got drunker than I meant to.
That's okay. I'm fighting for my life, so I'm making you do everything.
All right, who do we want to go to next?
I guess Lynette.
Preston or Parker. I don't know. No, Porter is one of the twins.
Preston
and Porter are the twins. Parker is the one. Don't name your kids with all the same letter and an ER on the end of everything. Okay, Parker has an imaginary friend named Mrs. Malberry. She seems like a very Mary Poppins, Mrs. Doubtfire type of thing. She is represented by an umbrella that he is sleeping with now. Also, all of the fathers on Wysteria Lane are getting home when it's still daylight, and it's like midnight. The dead of night when Lynette is pulling in the driveway. Mrs. Malberry is getting more spaghetti than Lynette. Mrs. Malberry is saying goodnight to Parker instead of Lynette.
Mrs. Malberry had to go. I was on Lynette's side.
No, me too for sure. So it's like a whole thing. Lynette is trying to like combat it because Mrs. Malberry showed up basically as soon as she went back to work. So she's like, well, I'll just like try to make more time for Parker. So she wakes him apparently so much earlier than he needs to be in the morning that he is like borderline not present for the conversation. And she's like, let's go get donuts. And so they get into the car, but they've forgotten Mrs. Malberry. And then they've forgotten her umbrella. And then they can't find the umbrella because it's in the shower and all this nonsense.
I also like how indignant he was.
Yeah.
Parker. Because when he finally has had it, he's had it.
Really?
I couldn't find Mrs. Mulberry's umbrella, so I brought her sun hat.
It's in the shower.
What? Well, why didn't Mrs. Mulberry volunteer that information before I turned your room upside down?
Are you going to go get it?
No, I'm not going to get the damn umbrella.
No.
I am not mad at you. What are you doing?
We don't want donuts.
Oh, damn. You had to really mess up for your kindergarten kid to not want donuts. If I got mad enough to not want donuts, you could see me from space. So that's basically the whole thing. And then he gets in trouble at school because he needed an extra easel for Mrs. Malberry, which was fine. But then he wanted an extra desk for Mrs. Malberry, and they don't have any extra desks. And so he
attacked his teacher with the umbrella.
The teacher with the umbrella. And so Lynette makes the decision that Mrs. Malberry's got to go. And she gets up in the middle of the night, takes the umbrella from Parker's room, puts it in the garbage can.
Which is her solution to everything.
Just like
just disappear it in that hole.
Throw that away. And so the next morning, the garbage gets taken by the truck, except for Mrs. Malberry flies out and is just there. And so I did really like how they explained that Mrs. Malberry had to like go to help some other kid.
Like who?
Little boy in England named Spencer. Someone like little Spencer needs Mrs. Mulberry more because he doesn't have a daddy and a mommy who love him. He's an orphan. With
Tom's face.
With no hands.
Okay?
What have you done to Mrs. Mulberry?
Until there's a body, there's no evidence of a crime.
What was the thing that we were watching where they were talking about was it Riverdale? It was not Vegas, but it was like, didn't Uncle Frank have a dog and or no, the other army guy, and all four of its legs.
It broke all four of its legs. But they're all, Riverdale, if you haven't watched Riverdale, dude, stop this. What are you doing on this channel? Go watch Riverdale. Because that's also the one that I couldn't get over was the kid who died of blood loss from having his teeth pulled.
Baby teeth.
And I was like, Christ, Riverdale. Yeah, so watch Riverdale, then watch our coverage of Riverdale, and then come back here, and then come back
to this. Oh, God. It makes me want to rewatch Riverdale right now.
Oh, man. Yeah. I like that Tom at least had his both feet on the ground for this episode.
Yes.
He seemed like he was acclimating to being stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
And also, we actually get it a lot, but I appreciated that Lynette was sort of like the one going off the rails.
Yeah.
Like there was so many points where he was like, honey.
Yeah.
Like, because she was the one who kept ad-libbing.
Okay. So then they go outside to get Parker to school, and the umbrella is still there open in the street. And Parker's like, oh, yay, Mrs. Mulberry.
Well, I like that as the episode progressed, it went from being her umbrella to she was the umbrella.
Yeah, in the
umbrella. It was a physical representation of her.
And she immediately gets hit by and smooshed by a garbage truck, and Parker,
which you saw coming a mile away, unlike Mrs. Mulberry.
Yeah,
but it still was effective.
And Parker has some harsh realizations about life.
Miss Mulberry, she's back.
Oh gosh, she's gonna get hit by a car, isn't she? Poor Parker.
Got ran over. She's dead.
Don't you worry.
Maybe it's okay, buddy.
No, Tom, she's gone.
But it ends up being like kind of okay until Lynette is like very sad that she
I kind of like he was big mad.
He was mad, yeah.
At her. And I kind of like that they went ahead and just allowed that to be the case. And then she needed to be talked off the ledge from but
I like get her upset about it.
She was too upset.
No, I get it. She just was like, Mrs. Mulberry's dead because of me or whatever, and like Parker's so sad, and Tom was like, one day when Parker's grown up, you're gonna laugh about that. You're gonna laugh so hard about this.
There was a conversation when she was talking to the school about it where they were like, imaginary friends are frequently born out of death or like a trauma. So by her just so suddenly going back to work, that's where Mrs. Mulberry came from.
Yeah. I mostly thought it was like fun. It was like a fun, silly story.
We can go to Bree, who is back to it. So this is her.
She's dating George again,
but she seems to refuse to acknowledge that.
Well, no, at the beginning, she kissed him on the forehead, which was really
recoiled.
Disgusting. Really disgusting.
George, you're a very special friend. This is
Further than you want to go.
exactly.
I don't mind a forehead kiss, but it was like at the end of a date, and she grabbed both of his. She grabbed his face with both of her hands.
It was very Madonna and Child.
Yeah, and he was like, "I take it that's my goodnight kiss," and she was like, "Well, Rex has only been dead for 4 weeks, so like for the moment, that's like all I can relate to." But they went out on a date, presumably. So Andrew comes out and he sees them, and then they have a whole sort of standoff about whether or not it's time for George to leave, and they get into like a shoving match. And so then, but Bree has invited George over for dinner later in the week. Andrew claims he's not going to come, but then he does. And they get into it at the dinner table. And Andrew, I remember this scene.
So, George, can I ask you a question? It's kind of personal. Sure. Have you ever actually been with a woman?
Excuse me?
I think it's obvious by the way that you talk and act that you're not a player.
My experience with women is none of your business.
I mean, you're dating my mom. I want to make sure my mom's happy. It really set my mind at ease to know that she's with a guy that knows how to please a lady.
This is inappropriate.
My parents had a great sex life.
Did they?
Yeah, I heard him through the wall in my bedroom.
Please shut up.
She had this weird moan. It was kind of like, That's the sound my mom makes when she climaxes.
Okay, time for cobbler.
I'm not hungry.
George, you have to have this. It's absolutely scrumptious.
Oh.
Go to your room.
She heard me. Go to your room.
He talks about how he heard.
Wait, he was talking about their family, his parents' sex life. Because he needs to know if George is going to be able to pleasure his mom.
Which honestly is like sort of nice. If it didn't have ulterior motive, because there's like more levels to it, obviously. So it's like, on the one hand, I'm like, I mean, I guess it's sort of nice that you're concerned, but that's not his main concern. His main concern is just that George is a creep, which he's right about is the problem. And then George just can't stand it and tries to send Andrew to his room. That is such a pet peeve of mine, is disciplining other people's children.
Because it'd be one thing if he like hauled off and slapped him, or
Sure.
like, but he was like, go to your room.
No.
I was like, ah!
No, definitely not.
And I do like where he's like, Bree, so help me. He's like, back me up here. And she's like, well, if you're expecting me.
I literally can't unless you tell me
you
what
at
actually.
least need to tell me what happened.
So they have a picnic a day or so later in which Bree at least is eating watermelon with a fork and knife.
I mean, I feel like I've done that. I would do that.
Okay.
You kind of recoiled at it, but they're outside. I mean, like, once you're outside, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Like,
the thing is like, I've eaten watermelon with a fork because I've already cubed it and I make myself a bowl
You're
of
not
watermelon.
cutting it,
I'm not cutting it off the wedge with a
Mhm.
knife and fork like I'm eating a steak. Leaving that aside.
fun fact, in movies, when they're eating steaks, it's frequently watermelon.
Often watermelon. So he apparently has then told her exactly what Andrew said and then is immediately suggesting he be sent back to conversion therapy camp.
They don't say the words. He's like
behavioral modification.
Because they play it a little fast and loose with that, because I think in this instance, we're supposed to treat it like military camp.
That was definitely conversion.
Well, in season 1, yes.
Yeah.
But in this instance, it's like we're meant to think that
Oh.
that's like, take that from it. The gay stuff comes back, but not yet.
Okay. So he's immediately suggesting that Andrew go back there. And she's like, well, that was because his behavior was like so crazy out of nowhere. We didn't really have anything else to do. But like, unless he really goes off the deep end, I can't condone sending him back there. It was very extreme. And so he's just like, oh, yes, that would be terrible. And so, yeah. And so Bree also previously blackmailed Andrew into coming to the dinner in the first place by saying she wouldn't pay for his like swim meet entrance fee. I never had an entrance fee. It was through
And
the
also
school.
like an exorbitant one.
Yeah, like that a kid couldn't pay with their allowance, but it was like all of my stuff was through the school. I don't think that my parents paid a dime other than
It was a plot
like for
contrivance.
boosters and stuff. Of course. So anyway, part of the thing at dinner too was that she had a one mismatched dessert plate from her China set, but she'd never been able to find one, which I also don't believe. In addition
You're
to
poking holes in this plot left and right.
But it goes back to the, like, she couldn't do murder, and I'm like, Bree Vandekamp can't find the replacement plate for her China set?
Well, I started to say a similar thing where I was like, Bree and Andrew, but specifically Bree, she, like, refuses to see what's in front of her.
Yeah.
So, and I think a little bit of that suits her Stepford wife nature.
Of course, yeah.
But not to the she's savvy, like she's smart before she's a Stepford wife.
Right.
And so it does sort of annoy me that she is so blind to so much of Andrew's machinations.
I think it does, and well, George as well, in my opinion. It does require her to, like, put away her smarts too often, in my opinion. So Andrew's at the meet, but George comes right beforehand. He's got a gift for Bree. He's
meant to be, like, taking space, like taking a step back from their relationship.
Correct, yeah, because Andrew can't handle it, and Bree wants to, like, spend more time with Andrew to, like, try to get past this. So he's brought her a gift. It is the missing plate. He got lucky at an online auction. She's very thankful, but then he starts, like, pawing at her and trying to make out with her.
Dress.
Yeah. And Andrew loses it. First of all, he's not wearing goggles while he's swimming in a competition. And then he swims under the lane lines to go over there, and he just, like, tackles George and decks him. And so then at the end, we see Bree packing up an 8x10 glossy of Rex to send with Andrew to military school or whatever, camp. Very, very silly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's part of what we love. I mean, we sound critical. We're being a little bit critical, but it's also part of the fun is the absurdity
Absolutely.
of it, is the pastiche.
And then Danielle was in this episode.
That's
only a little.
Her resting state. We actually do get Danielle plot this season. I'm waiting to see when it kicks in.
Right.
But she's very frequently there.
Yeah.
It's a little bit Meg.
She did have, like, a pretty funny, like, exchange with Bree where Bree was like, oh, Andrew's being so charming and nice to George and, like, laughing at all his jokes. And Danielle's like, yeah, that's why it's weird. George's jokes aren't funny. And I thought that was great. Susan is a villain. I feel like the guy in Sense8. I'm like, I see you, villain.
I see you, Milan. I see you with your fucking Milan mustache.
Horrible behavior. Just absolutely. If I was Mike, I'd never forgive her. And I know they get married at some point. Unacceptable.
So they're back dating. Right? That's this episode?
They're dating, but Mike can't handle it because it's casual. But he doesn't want it to be casual, but he knows that she can't accept Zach. So he's trying to keep it casual, but he can't do it.
Then she decides they can. And actually, that was a very helpful... And I think that might be one of the issues with this season. We're only 4 episodes in, but that might be one of the issues with the season as a whole is that they are not spending any time together.
Sure.
Because it was the scene with Susan and Bree and Gabby, where in Gabby's kitchen, where they're discussing. Susan's like...
So then I just threw my ice cream at him and ran. Will somebody say something?
Thank God you were in flats.
Don't drink that.
Mike is Zach's real father.
I'm a horrible person, right?
Zach attacked Felicia. He blew up your kitchen. I think we can all agree this kid's a freak.
But Zach is Mary Alice's son. If he has any hope of surviving, I have to believe he's better off here than on the streets.
He was creepy, and he held me at gunpoint and put a bomb in the kitchen and stalked Julie, and all valid, fair points.
Yeah.
But Bree is like...
He's Mary Alice's son.
He's Mary Alice's son. I mean, he needs help. He's not going to get it on the streets.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you should and maybe we should do more to try and fix this, help this.
Unfortunately, that scene comes in the middle of Susan being an absolutely reprehensible piece of shit twice. The first time she and Mike are in some downtown area trying to see if they can find him. Susan, first of all, is putting up flyers at the beginning, and Edie fully fucking clocks her.
Boy, you would do anything to get Mike Delfino to love you. So what's gonna happen to little creepy when he gets here? Are you gonna be tucking him in at night, making him breakfast in the morning, careful to bob and weave as he tries to blow your head off?
You know, Edie, could you just back off? I mean, the truth is, we're probably never gonna find Zach anyway. It's a needle in a haystack.
Oh, I see. And then you'll still come off as little Miss Perfect self-sacrificing girlfriend. Why, you conniving little shrew. I don't know why we're not closer.
She's like, well, what? Because, and also Susan's so smug. She's like, well, there's like just like such a little chance we're even going to find him anyway. And Edie's like, oh, I get it. You're doing this to get in good with Mike and just like hoping that you don't find him in the meantime. And then when they're in this downtown area, there's like an amphitheater, and she's first of all not putting up the flyers or asking anyone. She's getting ice cream from a little vendor to go take to Mike, but then she can't carry the flyers and the ice cream, so she's like, can you just keep these? Disgusting behavior. And then the ice cream guy sees Zach, so she runs at him full tilt, holding 2 cups of ice cream.
Zach? Zach! No, 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 no. Don't, Zach! Don't, Zach, don't run away! Wait! Come on, just, would you
all
just
over
back
her.
Here. Come on, real damn it, Zach! It's...
I'd do it too. She's freaking crazy.
Great comedic performance from Terry Hatcher.
Yes.
Because the ice cream's like
everywhere. All over her shirt, all over her face, all over. Because also she just like licks it at first and it's just all over her face. Are you 12? It's unacceptable.
Also, her like center of gravity is in her knees.
Yeah,
like
it's ridiculous.
I thought she just was going to pretend like she didn't see him, which is bad in its own right.
Yes.
But that would have been better than what she does.
Because she charges at him and he rightfully freaks out and runs away until he finds like a plank of wood to go charging back at her. And then she runs and finds Mike, again, covered in ice cream. And she goes,
"Are you okay?"
I got you some ice cream.
You did.
But then I got hungry.
absolutely insane person. So she does not tell Mike that she found him. And
this is when that's
when she has the scene with Gabby and Bree in the kitchen. And then she goes back to find Zach again, and she's like, let me buy you some food. When's the last time you ate? We can like talk about some stuff. Like he hurt his foot chasing her, so he can't run. It looks like he doesn't have one shoe. So they're eating, or he's eating, and she's like, I think that you probably should just like come back with me. And then in that conversation, she's like, I changed my mind. How much money do you need to get to Utah?
Well, he brings up his dad.
Yeah.
And she's like, Mike didn't kill your dad.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've been looking for him. I can't. So he does plant the seed, but she takes
full advantage.
Far too quick to nurture that.
Yeah. So
you know what a nurturer she is.
So she essentially sends him on his way.
Gives him $100 and says, bye.
And I mean, I imagine that's going to come back to haunt her at some point.
He's underage.
I'd hope. He's underage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's only like maybe 1 year older than
He's
Julie.
16, I think.
Yeah.
Julie's 14.
15.
Mm-hmm.
She said last episode 15. It's not good. That's the type of thing I would never forgive. If I was Mike and I found out that she did that, never forgive. You sent my son away when you could have brought him back to me twice, 2 different times. Unforgivable. Absolutely not. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Betty and Matthew weren't in this episode. I was annoyed.
I knew you were, but I didn't realize how strongly.
I just think, I mean, again, I know that Zach was creepy, and all the things that she lays out for Bree and Gabby are correct and true, but also like...
She's trying to have it both ways, though. It's like, if you're going to take this arguably justifiable angle.
Yeah.
With Zach, you can't also be trying to get in with his father and lying about it.
That's the thing, is because and that's why I said in our watch along that she's so manipulative, because she literally was like, I can't do this if you want Zach in your life that much. And he was like, well, I want Zach in my life this much, and also I can't do this casual thing with you. And then she just, on a dime, presumably because she wanted to have sex, was like, no, actually, I'm totally cool with it. But she's not cool with it. And I don't necessarily think she needs to be cool with it, but you can't lie that you're cool with it and then do all kinds of behind-the-scenes machinations to get the boy away.
When you said she's so manipulative, I bristled for a second because, and this is, I'm fully prepared to admit, a me thing, but I always treat manipulation like an active thing, like the person's being like, I'm about to manipulate this situation.
Sure.
And I think Susan does enough mental gymnastics to convince herself that what she's doing isn't wrong or isn't manipulative. And I think that that's her issue with Edie, is they're very similar.
Yeah. But Edie's upfront about it. Edie's out in public with her manipulations. And the thing too is that, like, I don't even think that Susan is fully aware she's manipulating in order to give herself delusion. I just think she's like, I want to have sex with Mike, so I'll tell him what he wants to hear.
She's like a child. How do I make this
the way that I want it to be?
How to make this hurdle go away without having to actually understand or address why this hurdle is here in the first place?
And then instead of being honest with Mike that she found Zach, she lies to him the first time, and then she finds Zach again and is gonna take him home until she realizes there's another way, and then gives him money to send him away. Just because, so that way she can have Mike all to herself.
Well, and also she can fall back on, she was trying to help him find Paul.
Yeah.
And so ultimately what she did was a good thing. And not just a convenient way to have what she wants on her terms.
Exactly.
Because she knows what it means to Paul.
Yeah.
And in a profound way that supersedes her relationship with him.
Yeah. Mike.
So, yes, sorry, I do that every fucking time.
I would imagine she does know what it would mean to Paul also, but she definitely knows what it would mean to Mike, and she's deliberately keeping that opportunity away from him, which I think is very gross. I don't like it. We'll see how this proceeds.
It comes back on her. I kind of want to tell you, because you'll remember it. You were still watching this season. I think you and me watched some of this.
Okay, I think so too.
Because we get Leslie Ann Warren back.
I saw her in like 2 episodes. Yeah.
So.
All right.
So that's where we are, 4 episodes in.
Yep.
So.
Bye.